Hello, I'm Professor Araceli Bachner, and I'm your instructor for Hybrid Assignment Course Construction. Today we're going to learn how to create a Google Forms doc. And a Google Forms doc could be used for any major or minor assignment. You could make an assessment, or you could make a survey, a questionnaire, or just get a quick response from the class about something. Google Forms, you could use it, embed it in your hybrid courses, or you could require your students one way or another to use Google Forms in their assignments. And this satisfies learning outcome number 4 in our training, in which you're required to create an assignment that uses a free and accessible tech resource. And Google Forms is part of the Google family. So in this quick training, I'm going to show you how to access Google Forms, create a couple questions, some different options you have for Google Forms, an example that I created with Google Forms, and how to send your Google form to other people. So you click on your Gmail icon and scroll down to a little purple tab called Google Forms. And we're going to make a new blank document. Untitled form, you just want to title what your form is going to be: test, assessment, survey, etc. Now, there's a couple different questions that Google Forms allows you to do, but I'm just going to focus on the two main ones we'll use: multiple choice and short answer. So if I want to create a multiple choice question, in here I just put the name of my question and then the options. So what are some of the proposed responses? Now, I was just going to put A, B, C, and D. You could write any text you want, and actually Google Forms is a mind reader and adds it for you. One thing you do want to make sure is that you make the question required, right? So students do actually complete it. Now, to add another question, you just click on this little addition icon, this plus icon. We're going to do a short answer question. And here you just write the text of your short answer question and your students will respond to it. Here's a few more options, including you could add a video or a video link to your question. You could also add an image, and you could also create different sections. So this is pretty much the nitty-gritty, 2 different types of questions that you could do. Also one thing I wanted to point out as well is you could upload a file too, have them upload a file. Here are a couple options. Now, the first one is customize themes. So if you want to be creative and change the color of your forms or add an image to the banner of your form, you could do that. The next one, the eye, is a preview, so what your form will look like. And the third one, in settings, they just have different settings. A couple things I'll point out is this restricts users to VCCS. So if you want to make sure your students use their email account, their school email account, I would click on that. But if you're opening it up to the public, you want to make sure you don't click that. And a couple presentation tips or different options, and then quizzes. You could actually make this a quiz and they'll be assigned a grade. But we really don't have time for that today. Okay, so that's pretty much Google Forms nitty-gritty. Let me show you an example of Google Forms that I have created. And this was for a conference, and students were to nominate themselves for this conference. I like this form because, as you see, I have a unique color scheme. I added my own image. I put a detailed description of the conference, and I have a mix of short answer questions and also questions with options, multiple choice. Now, when students started sending their responses, you see this little response and the number of responses that you've received. Google Forms summarizes the content in 3 different ways. First, it gives you some charts and graphs, some details of all the responses together. Next, it does it by question. So question 1, it has all the responses here. Question 2. Finally, it has how it summarizes with individual responses, so each submission. So that's pretty much an example of Google Forms. Let me show you one more example, and this is actually a preview of our assessment at the end of the training. And I just like this example because I have a question and then require the student to add a file. Now, finally, I just want to teach you how to send the Google Forms. So you click on the send icon and you could either put people's individual emails or you could create a link. So it's really easy, straightforward. Okay, so hopefully you learned how to create Google Forms and you use it in your hybrid courses. Thank you for listening.